All right. Hello, everyone. I'd like to also check with our participants, no? If my deck and also audio is clear with you guys, kindly type in number 1 po sa ating chat box. I can also check in with our participants if they're able to also test out our chat box as well. Ayan. I also see familiar faces, no? We have Kenneth, we have Jose, we also have Sir Henson. Thank you very much. We also have Miss Madeline, no? So I'm very happy na ang deck ko and also my audio is clear with you guys. And also, I'm very sorry with my, I think my visuals no medyo mahina lang po yung ating bandwidth. But anyways, good afternoon to everyone, no? And also thank you for spending your Wednesday evening with us by attending this webinar entitled Pinoy Prosperity Growing the Wealth the Filipino way. Together with First Metro Securities and our FundSmart partner, we have BPI Wealth, where you learn more about investing. All right now with our participants, no, I think marami pa rin yung pumapasok. Feel free to invite your friends, your family who are very interested in this kind of webinar, as we have not yet started our main part of our session. All right. So this evening, no, we'll also join the celebration of Buwan ng Wika this August as we explore the timeless Filipino wisdom and also strategies for growing your wealth rooted in our rich Filipino culture. So let's start, no, to introduce myself. I am Isnair Dirampaton, but you can call me Tara for short. I'm the Mindanao Business Development and Market Education Associate from First Metro Securities, the stock brokerage house of the Metro Bank Group. So tama po, I'm from the Mindanao area, specifically here in Davao. I think ongoing pa rin yung celebrations ng Kadayawan this August. No? Hopefully for those visiting here in Davao, you get to visit our Davao Hub in Abriza Mall office. All right. Now, to those who are new to our sessions, no, or even new to our public webinars, in terms of market education, our company is really dedicated to financial literacy and creating awareness of investment opportunities that empower our individuals. At the same time, meron tayong institutions to attain their financial goals. At the same time, First Metro Securities is right under the investment banking of the Metrobank Group. And also, as a company, no, we envision to be the largest and most trusted Philippine investment solutions partner. So it's my honor and also pleasure to serve you today as your host. So just like this event, no, I think right before pandemic, no, we used to conduct these Finlit sessions on-site and face-to-face talaga. I think right now we are slowly getting back at it because medyo lessen na yung restrictions and also yung mga challenges in handling those sessions. However, I think most of our sessions right now, especially with collaborations with other companies, medyo majority is still in the webinar format. So as you can see here, we are regularly invited. At the same time, we collaborate with the public sector. For example, we do have collaboration sessions with them, especially the BTR and also the Pag-ibig, no, every February for the Bonds 101 and also the MP2 Basics. So as you can see here, not only we're promoting our products and services, but also yung investment funds that you can actually take advantage of, no, that are offering from the government side. At the same time, we do have public sessions every month po namin yan from basic to advanced sessions. Okay? Now, another addition to our FundSmart learning series this month, no, we will delve into the Filipino culture of investing and also discover how BPI Wealth can help you grow your prosperity the Filipino way. So in this session, no, we figured out it would be best to tag along experts from our FundSmart partner to discuss more about the topic. Okay, so we are so honored to have them as our guest speakers for tonight's session. So let's meet them. So for our first speaker, I think they can do this then, no? They can join for this session. We have with us Joseph Angelo Ladaban, the Portfolio Relationship Manager. He has been in the banking industry for over 8 years, bringing extensive experience in the private wealth, corporate relationship management, and as well as treasury sales. Joining him is Kim Arellano, who is no stranger to you guys if you ever I think attended last BPI wealth na session namin with them. He is one of the speakers, no? Primarily handling the digital partners of BPI Wealth. He joined BPI in 2014 as a investment advisor. So additionally, he is a certified investment solicitor by the Securities and Exchange Commission and a certified money market and foreign exchange dealer by the Ateneo de Manila University Graduate School of Business and the Bankers Association of the Philippines. So please help me welcome them, no? Hi, Sir Anjo and Sir Kim. The spotlight is yours.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Tara. Can you hear me?
Yes, clear po, Sir Kim.
All right. So I am Kim Brian Arellano from BPI Wealth, and together with me is...
Hi guys, I'm Joseph Angelo Ladaban. You can call me Anjo for short. Um, today we'll be having a short 30-minute session or 30-minute stops, no? On a little talk about wellness, no, financial wellness. So okay, I'll share my screen. Can everyone see it? Can I get a thumbs up or
Yes, Sir Anjo.
okay, sige. Okay, so to start things off, I'll give the floor to Kim.
Okay. So again, thank you everyone for joining us. Uh, this is actually my second time pa lang hosting or speaking for First MetroSec in a webinar. But moving forward, siguro you'll be seeing more of Anjo as he transitions more into dealing with these kinds of engagements with our partners from First MetroSec. So for this time, we'll be doing it in tandem para lang makilala niyo kami both. Okay, so this evening we'll be talking about investments again, but with a hint lang, a konting-konting patikim lang on the theme for this month, which is Buwan ng Wika. So we embedded some Filipino values on how it relates to investments and how maybe we can change yung perspectives natin when it comes to investment. So Pinoy prosperity with investing, actually it doesn't, hindi siya nagja-jive 100% kasi Filipinos don't really invest for their future. Okay, a lot of them save, some actually more do not save. So yung transitioning into investing is still quite a challenge para sa maraming Filipino. So hopefully by the end of this session, we can add another trait or value to ourselves as investors, as Filipino investors. Okay, so let's start with the discussion. So let me start with a question first. Okay, so yung question natin is, are you financially healthy? Okay, so for Filipinos, it's a tough question kasi a lot of us are focused sa families natin, diba? So when we grow up, a lot of Filipino families are very tight, very integral in their relationships, in the sense na there's obligation of providing to your family, providing to your extended family, which is good in the sense na we value yung relationships natin interpersonally within the family unit. However, if you're going to look at it naman on the other side, it might be a disadvantage then kasi you're not looking after yourself. Okay? So maybe slowly but surely, look into it more, okay? Pag-isipan natin how you can be financially healthy while still providing for your family or providing for your relationships, but slowly take your time into inspecting how you can pay yourself forward, okay? How you can reap yung mga efforts na pinaghirapan mo since you started working. So if you ask yourself right now, are you financially healthy? I'll give you some time, pero as you do that, I'll also discuss yung basics on how financial health can actually be achieved. Okay, so let's start with the first notion natin, which is savings. Okay, so this is how Filipinos usually save, or actually maybe not even save. So first one is you get your income, you get your salary, okay? So it might be in the form of a sueldo if you are privately employed or publicly employed, or if you're running a business, maybe yung income natin from our operations. Okay? Or for those na retired, this might be in the form of your pension na lang. Okay? So whatever your type of income is, pumapasok siya sa atin, hopefully on a regular basis, and then we spend. Okay? So your income, you subtract your expenses from it. So it might be your bills, your utility bills, your grocery, your luxuries, okay? And anything else na nagde-debit sa pumapasok sa atin ng money on a regular basis, those are your expenses. And then whatever is left is your savings. Now, I mentioned earlier, baka nga hindi pa tayo nakakapag-save even with this basic equation because a lot of Filipinos nga tend to spend more. Okay, for example, sa GDP natin, that comprise yung consumption, private consumption takes more than 70% of the GDP. It means Filipinos are spenders by nature. Okay, so we tend to spend sometimes more than what we earn, more than our income. So yung savings na to is not guaranteed. So you have to be aware, you have to be cognizant na yung expenses natin should always be lesser than our income. Siguro narinig nyo na when some people say that you should always live within your means. So that's the essence of it. Okay, you would only get savings if you know how to manage your money, manage your income, and more importantly, manage your expenses. Okay? Later, i-challenge din natin tong equation na to. There might be a better equation on how to do things. Okay, so why do we need savings? Why do we need to have money? It's because life is uncertain. Maraming mangyayari sa buhay natin na either alam natin na mangyayari siya and, at any given point in time, or pwede rin na hindi natin alam. Wala tayong control. So for example, life certainties. You have your monthly expenses, grocery, shopping, bills. If you have family, if you have kids, you know that they will be paying tuition every year. Pataas yung tuition natin. Or you may be paying loans or any sort of certain expenses na you may have in the future. For uncertainties naman, ito yung mga wala tayong control. For example, emergencies, illness, death, pagtaas ng presyo ng mga bilihin or inflation, calamities like what happened 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and like to a more extent is yung pandemic in 2020. So those kinds of uncertainties affect us greatly in terms of our financial health. Okay, so you always have to be ready for life's uncertainties. Okay, so let's look at the next slide. So for any uncertainty, for any expense, what do? Okay, we need to get money. It's hard to accept, pero alam naman natin na a lot of our problems in life, marami dyan na money talaga yung magiging answer to get out of. Okay, so if you have emergencies, if you have expenses na hindi mo na plano, or even if mga planned expenses natin, we always have to get money that is liquid and that we can always use to pay off any of our expenses. So ito yung options natin. If something bad happens, you might tap into your emergency fund, you might withdraw from your investments, you might get a loan, or you might sell your assets. But hopefully, by the end of this session, kapag nagkaroon ng emergency in life, our only option would be letter A, to tap into your emergency fund. You can withdraw from your investments, but when you do, it might not be at the best time. It might not be at the most opportune time. So you might incur losses. You might also get a loan, which is, I think this is the most common na ginagawa ng mga Filipinos. But if you get a loan, you are adding to your liability. So unless your loan is also generating income, it is a detriment to your financial health. So again, as long as you can manage your assets and liabilities, it's fine. But if it's an emergency, then most likely than not, it will be a liability. And letter D, sell your assets, which is another common thing na ginagawa. But again, if the demand for money is urgent, most likely than not, kapag binenta mo yung property mo or yung asset mo, you will be liquidating it at a lower than market value. Okay? So not ideal as well. So again, hopefully you will get in the future, you will have a comfortable na emergency fund. Okay? Where you will get all your expenses if ever there are any emergencies. All right? Next slide natin. Okay, so amid uncertainty, how prepared are you? I talked about the emergency fund. Now, this is a question for everyone in this session. Ask yourself, magkano yung total expenses na ginagastos nyo, let's say, on a monthly basis? Okay, so i-total natin, magkano yung ginagastos ng household for grocery? Magkano yung bills natin sa kuryente, sa tubig, sa internet, magkano yung allowances ng mga kids, magkano yung tuition nila. Get all of those, lahat ng expenses natin every month, and then total natin. Okay? Let's say you get a total na. Assume natin siguro mga, let's say, 30,000 pesos. Okay, so yung 30,000 pesos natin, which is the theoretical total, multiply natin siya by 6. Okay? So if we multiply it by 6, that is 360,000 pesos. Now, it might be different for the others. Let's say 20,000 pesos lang yung total natin, then it becomes lesser. Okay? So depende sa magiging case natin, yung times 6 nun is your emergency fund. Okay? So dun sa sample natin kanina na 30,000, and then you multiply it by 6, do you have that in your emergency fund? Do you have that in your savings account? Okay, so that times 6 na emergency fund natin, times 6 of the monthly expenses, that is statistically the amount of money that you must have in your account to answer for any of life's uncertainties or emergencies. Okay? Kasi it usually takes about 6 months para makarecover tayo from emergencies. Let's say mali off tayo sa work. Statistically speaking, it takes around 6 months before we find another similarly paying or higher paying job. If you lose your assets, it will take you about that time as well to recover. So before you consider anything else, savings muna tayo, and then the first goal is to have that emergency fund, which is times 6 of your monthly expenses. Okay? Okay, so yung iba, savings pa lang nahihirapan na kasi meron silang mga barriers, meron silang mga things na kino-consider na nagiging hindrances for saving. So for example, wala siyang enough money for saving, gipit tayo ngayon, parang too late na, or hindi ko kailangan mag-save. So itong mga questions na to are mental blocks lang that you need to address personally. You have to convince yourself, change your mindset para you can start investing. Okay? So whatever your apprehensions are for investing, try to talk to people. That's why you have your First Metro partners. That's why you have siguro friends then who might be able to help you so that you can have a better mindset when it comes to your money, when it comes to your savings, and ultimately when it comes to financial health. All right. So we have here 4 steps in asset building. Okay, so 4 steps in asset building. First is determine your revenue streams, revisit and review your expenses, identify trends and habits, and create a savings plan. Let's look at the first one, which is determine your revenue streams. Okay, so as I mentioned kanina, your revenue stream, your income might be different. So most of us, most likely, isa lang yung revenue stream. Okay, so you might be an employee or you might be a business owner or you might be a pensioner. Okay? So in that case, alam mo na magkano yung ma-receive mo more or less. If you have a fixed salary, then you know how much your salary is. If you have a business, then at least you have a cyclical idea kung magkano yung na-receive natin every cycle or every period. And then if you're a pensioner, same as your salary, you know how much is going to be credited to your account on a monthly or bi-monthly basis. Okay? But let's look at it one step forward, no? Let's say you're an employee. You receive your main source of income is your employer. Maybe you can increase your revenue stream by getting a side job or getting a side hustle or getting a side business. Okay, so by doing that, even if it's not as much as your employment salary, yung konting na receive natin from our side hustles will augment to our revenue. Okay? So think of stuffs na pwede nating explore moving forward so you can also increase your revenue stream. So once you have your an idea na on where you get your money on a regular basis, now let's look at revisiting and reviewing your expenses. Now, especially with the advent or after the pandemic, a lot of us have been very comfortable now with spending online. So you have your credit cards, you have your online platforms, and nandun pa rin yung ever-present natin na utility and groceries. Okay? But even with all of that, you have to review kung ano yung mga bagay na maybe pwede na nating bawas-bawasan, maybe totally hindi na natin kailangan, or maybe we can adjust a bit. Okay? Kasi again, 70% of our GDP is based on private consumption. So we really spend a lot. But assess lang natin. Hindi naman totally sinasabi na huwag ka nang gumastos, but only spend on what you really need. Okay? So once you have reviewed your expenses, let's look at the third part naman, which is identifying trends and habits. Okay, so you know yourself more than anyone else. Okay, so you know na, for example, there is a sale. Anong type of person ka? Ikaw ba yung type of person na you get as much as possible? Or when you see, for example, sa Food Panda, there's a minimum amount before you can get the voucher. Are you the type of person na pass na lang dun sa voucher na yun? Or you order as many stuff as possible para lang ma-hit yung voucher na yan? Okay, so identify yung habit mo as a person, as a spender. Okay? So separate natin yung wants versus needs din natin. So this is very related to the previous part. And yung mga recurring charges, so yung mga hidden hidden fees or hidden or forgotten na expenses, most likely yung mga subscriptions na hindi na natin na-utilize as much as before. Maybe you can also terminate them or lessen para hindi tayo nababawasan ng revenue. Okay? And then on the last one is you have to create a savings plan. Okay? So as I mentioned kanina, unahin natin yung emergency fund natin. But how do you get to that emergency fund? You have to have a savings plan first. Kasi kung gagawin natin na, okay, goal ko is times 6 of my monthly expenses, you have that 5-digit, 6-digit na goal kaagad, it might be daunting. Baka nakasindak. Parang, ay sige, wag na lang. So balik tayo dun sa question kanina, dun sa mga questions na hindrances or apprehensions on why we are not saving. Okay, so but if you have a savings plan, you can chop it up to bits and pieces para mas digestible siya, para mas madali siyang ma-achieve. So let's look at an example. Okay, so in this example, ang revenue niya is 10,000 per, let's say, per month. Ang expenses niya total is 8,000 per month. So he or she has a surplus of 2,000. So yung 2,000 na to, even if it's not really a lot, it's just 20% of the revenue. If you do this religiously, okay, if you're going to look at it, this is a 12-month period, that's already 24,000 pesos. Okay, or 2.4 times of the monthly na revenue pumasok sa atin. So it might start small, but if you do it diligently, okay, walang mintes, then it will help you in your savings plan. Okay? And another thing, punta tayo sa next slide natin. Okay. Before that pala, before building your investment portfolio, for your savings plan then, if you remember the equation kanina, it's income minus expenses equals savings. What you can then do is i-transpose lang natin, pagbaliktarin lang natin. You get your income. Okay, instead of spending, what you do now is set aside na kagad tayo nung savings natin. Okay, so dun sa, if you're going to go back to the previous slide, Anjo, 10,000, instead of 10,000 minus 8,000 is equal to 2,000, what you can do is 10,000, okay, pumasok yung 10,000, and then set aside na natin yung 2,000 kaagad, yung savings natin na 2,000. Okay, so you're now left with 8,000 for your expenses. It just makes it easier na magkaroon tayo ng savings. Kasi if we do income minus expenses equals savings, baka matempt tayo na gumastos pa. Okay? Baka matempt tayo na mag-dip into dun sa savings supposedly natin. But if we do it the other way around na sinet aside na kagad natin yung savings natin, then you have a better grasp on magkano yung budget na pwede natin gamitin for that month. Okay? So moving forward, I hope everyone can do income minus savings is expenses. Okay, now that we're done with savings, let's go into investment now. So building your investment portfolio. So we are now in the actual topic of this presentation. Okay, so in investing, you are basically looking at options. Saan tayo pwedeng mag-invest? Okay, so we have a lot of options when it comes to investment. Anja, if you're going to go into the next slide, you have here, for example, you have money market, you have fixed income or bonds, you have equities or stocks, you have real estate, and you have insurance. Okay, so for the purpose of this discussion, we will be looking into money market, fixed income, and equities muna. Okay? You might want to explore other options, but for this session, we'll focus on the three that we have the expertise on. Okay, so money market, fixed income, and equities. Okay? So whatever yung asset class na pipiliin natin, if you're going to look and go into the next slide, it will be plotted into what we call the risk-return trade-off. Okay? It basically says na kung ano yung risk na ita-take natin, you should be compensated or you should be expecting to get a similar level of return. So, okay, so for example, you're just invested in a time deposit, sobrang liit ng risk because ang risk mo lang is magkaroon ng bank run or bankruptcy, yung bank. So in that sense, dahil very unlikely to happen, you're only also getting very low return in the sense, in the form of an interest to your principal. Okay? But if you go, for example, you go aggressive, you go into stocks, it has a high level of risk, but you can also expect na over time, over the long term, you will be getting a higher return. So whatever man yung investment na pasukin natin, whether it's the money market, fixed income, or equities na pag-uusapan natin later, or another form of investment, always check yung risk versus the promised return. Okay? Don't enter into something na parang hindi match. Sinasabi na low risk pero mataas yung return, that might be a scam. Okay? Mataas yung risk pero low yung return. Why are you going there in the first place? Okay, so it has to always be commensurate to each other. Okay, now that I have given you a briefer on investments and previously savings, I will turn you over to Anjo to discuss more on the basics of investing. Anjo?
All right. Thank you, Kim. So, Kim and I would like to ask the question again, no? Do you think or are you financially healthy? So I know us Filipinos no are all hardworking. Tama ba, Kim? Hardworking ka, di ba?
Well, we're working past office hours, so pretty hardworking tayo.
Ayan. So since hardworking tayo, we should also make our money work hard for us. And how else better than to start investing, no? So before we begin, before I discuss yung mga asset classes that Kim mentioned earlier, I'd like to talk about a little on portfolio management. So what is portfolio management? It is the art and science of selecting and or overseeing a group of investments that meet the long-term financial objectives and risk tolerance. So siguro to put it in simpler terms, no, it is all about choosing and managing investments that will help you reach your financial goals while also keeping in mind how much risk you're willing to take. So as discussed by Kim a while ago, uh, I would like you to ask yourselves also, no, is my profile better suited ba as a conservative, moderate, or aggressive investor? So that you can further understand, or you have a better understanding of what kind of risk you're willing to take to meet your financial goals. So, with that, let's talk about the different asset classes we have for you in today's webinar. So, we'll be focusing on money market, fixed income, and equities. So, let's start with the money market asset class. No, so this asset class fits perfectly with conservative investors. Why? Because these investments are classified as short-term and low-risk instruments. So hindi ito lumalagpas ng 1 year and are all principal protected, no? So wala dapat nababawas sa capital natin, but expect din natin na that these instruments, if not 0% chance, have very minimal chances of yielding higher rewards. In fact, we can just expect, no, to receive yung agreed upon interest from these kinds of investments. So that's the upside that we will be having naman in terms of profitability when you go into money market. So what are examples of these investments? So usually these are our treasury bills or T-bills, which are issued by the government, and yung mga time deposits na ini-issue naman ng mga banks, no? I would also like to add, no, for those new investors out there who just want to get a feel of how investments work, this asset class is also a good option for you. Kasi nga, it's very low risk and the tenor is also short. So second asset class that we will talk about is the fixed income. These investments are called bonds and have a longer time horizon or maturity date than our money market investments. So these investments usually mature after a year or even more depending on the issuance ng bonds na to, no? So how does a bond work? A bond is issued by either the government or a company which allows them to borrow money from the public. So umuutang sila sa mga investors, and in return, they pay regular interest payments and return the original investment amount upon maturity of the bond. Lastly, we have the equities asset class. So investing in equities or stocks, no, involves buying shares of a company, which makes you a partial owner of of that company. So when you invest in equities, you also benefit from the company's growth and success, potentially earning money through price appreciation and dividends. So price appreciation happens when the company performs well. So usually yan when kapag the company does a good performance, it increases the demand for shares of that company, therefore also resulting in an increase in stock prices, allowing you to sell your shares for a profit. And then going back earlier, no, unlike yung mga money market and fixed income investments natin, equities are not interest-paying instruments. However, these companies do declare dividends and pay a portion of their profits to their shareholders. So in a perfect world, no, we all want the companies we invested in to keep performing well. However, that is not the case. So, what is the risk involved in equity investing? The risk comes from the possibility that the value of your shares can go down if the company performs poorly or if the market fluctuates in a siguro how do I say this? If it fluctuates in a direction that we don't like, no. So while there's potential for higher returns in these kinds of asset classes, there's also a higher risk of losing money in these kinds of instruments. In short, whether the company you invested in performs positively or not, you will share in its success or its shortcomings. So going back to the slide earlier that Kim discussed on the risk return trade-off, no, will include the asset classes that we just discussed. So of course, ang gusto natin is fit sa risk profile natin. This is also why there is an assessment form that we usually do to better curate what kind of investment tools will help you achieve your financial goals while also keeping in mind your risk tolerance. So, for example, as a conservative investor, we will not recommend investments that will expose their funds to losses or long duration holding periods. Same goes for aggressive investors naman. Of course, we will not recommend them to invest a huge portion of their portfolio in money market instruments, since this will minimize the potential for higher returns for that investor. So let's now discuss a little on how investment funds work. Before we begin, what are investment funds? No, so investment funds are our mutual funds and unit investment trust funds or UITFs, which, as you all know, already are being offered by First Metrosec through their various partners like us in BPI. So how does it work? No, as an investor, you allot an amount or percentage of your investable cash for a specific investment fund, which are then pooled in together along with other investors. So all the pooled in funds will then be handled by our fund managers who will invest accordingly to how the fund was designed to be. So kung conservative lang dapat ang behavior ng fund na to, hindi siya dapat nag invest sa mga equities, no? So the fund manager is in charge of managing those kinds of investments. So with that, no, the pooled these managers are also backed by a team of experts who have done research as to what kind of tools they think are the best under the asset classes allowed in this fund, in these kinds of funds, no. So kung conservative lang dapat ang fund, like I mentioned earlier, they should look for what they deem are the best money market instruments that are available for the funds. So once the pooled in funds have been invested by the fund managers, these will generate income, which are then given back to the investors. So you might ask, why invest in these funds, no, when I can directly do this by myself? So yes, that is true, no. If you feel like you have the expertise already or are already investment savvy, you can always opt to invest your funds directly, no. However, what are the advantages naman of investing in these kinds of funds? So these funds offer investors instant diversification and affordability. For example, if you remember in Kim's slide, wherein nakaka-save tayo ng 2,000 pesos monthly, and you want to invest or buy shares in 10 or more companies or mga money market instruments, do you think you will be able to allocate your funds properly in all those companies or instruments? Hindi, 'di ba? Kasi masyado maliit yung 2,000 to be able to diversify those into those kinds of instruments, no. So that's something a fund can do for you. It will also show you how the funds are being allocated. So after careful research naman from the team, as this is professionally managed. And because an investment fund pulls in multiple capital from different investors, it also allows you to be able to invest in securities that are not usually available for retail clients and may have higher yielding potential. So let's try to put what we've discussed in a scenario. Here's a little background on our friend John De La Cruz. He is a let's say he is a young professional who wants to start investing, and because he is just starting out his career, he wants to prepare a little already for his mga future gastos or expenses, whether it be car, house, or future family ba yan. We don't know, no. So he just wants to prepare for his future. So with that, he's willing to invest 10,000 of his savings in stocks and plans to leave it there for more than 7 years. What do you think is John's profile? Sige, I'll pause for a moment for you to think what do you think his profile is. So if your answer is aggressive, then you are correct. John now has two options, no? He can either invest directly in stocks or invest in a fund. So let's go to option one first, no, wherein he directly invests in a certain share. So John decided, I'm working so hard, no? I need to make my money work hard also. I want to put my funds, my savings in ABC Corporation because the company has been performing so well for so long. It's impossible for me to lose there. So as we can see in the slide, no, the stock price of ABC Corp is 1,500 per share and has a lot size of 5 shares only. So meaning he can only purchase 5 shares now. So John can only invest 75% of his savings or 7,500 of his savings. That means only 75% of his money is working hard for him. Sayang naman, 'di ba? The other 25%. Ito pa, what if by the time John got in ABC Corporation, biglang performing poorly yung company in that year? Let's see what will happen, no, in the next slide. So we can see here, no, the stock price of ABC Corporation went down by 500, making the current stock price at 1,000 pesos na lang. So now, yung dating 10,000 ni John is just 7,500 na lang. Kawawa naman si John, no? So, but what if, no, given the same scenario na nangyari kay ABC Corporation, we tried the second option kung saan pumasok si John sa funds instead of directly investing in ABC Corp. So here we can see that if John invests his savings in a fund uh, that still has the corporation he wanted to initially invest in, we can see number one, no, there is diversification wherein ABC Corporation is no longer a majority of John's portfolio. Hindi na siya 75% like a while ago. We can see now here, it's just 2.47% of his current portfolio. Number two, he's able to tap into other investments in the same asset class that could also promise higher yields in the future. So hindi lang naman si ABC Corp ang may chance to continue perform well uh, consistently, no. There are also other instruments in the same asset class that can also give him a promising return. Number three, also, no, we can see here na all of his funds are now invested. So wala na yung 2,500 na in cash lang. So 100% of his savings are now working hard for him and not just a portion of it. So like I said earlier, no, let's say ABC Corporation still did not do well, like in the first scenario. Let's see what will happen to John's portfolio now. So because our fund managers are actively investing the pooled in funds, they were able to adapt to the market movements, therefore helping John minimize the risk of higher losses from ABC Corporation. So we can see here, no, ABC Corporation still went down by 500, having a stock price of 1,000 pesos. But instead of a 2,500 loss like in the first scenario, makikita natin dito na ang losses na lang ni John is less than 100 pesos. So malaking bagay din na naka-diversify si John through the fund, no? So I hope I was able to give you a better appreciation on investment funds and how it enables every Filipino to start investing and how it helps each of us reach our financial goals. No, so that's it for me. I'll turn it over back to Kim to discuss a few funds that BPI Wealth offers through the First MetroSec app. Hello, Kim. Ay, na-disconnect si Kim. Wait lang. Oh, Kim's laptop was depleted. Anyway, sige, I'll just discuss first siguro the first few funds, no. So the first fund that we have or what we wanted to present to you sana is the ALFM Money Market Fund. Ah, okay. Ayan na pala si Kim.
Ay, sorry.
Sige, Kim. Would you like to take the floor for this?
Word. Okay, so as mentioned ni Anjo earlier, so for those na conservative or first-time investors, we recommend si ALFM Money Market Fund. So if you're going to look at the graph niya, very minimal yung movements niya because it's only invested in money market securities such as treasury bills or fixed income securities that have maturities of less than 1 year. Meaning, any changes in interest rates in the market, like what happened earlier today, so nag-rate cut na si BSP, will have very minimal impact on the fund. Okay, so if you just want to try investing, if gusto mo lang pumasok pero wala ka pang idea, so gusto mo lang muna ma-feel, ano ba yung feeling ng everyday, nag-iiba yung value ng money ko, then you can try ALFM Money Market Fund. So if you're going to look at the performance for the last 1 year, it returned 4.34% net of taxes and fees. So very comparative with government instruments right now. Okay, so high, a lot higher than regular savings rates. Okay. Now, if you're more of an aggressive investor, let's look at the next fund, which is the BPI World Technology Feeder Fund. Okay, so this fund naman invests in tech stocks in the US. Okay, so if you're familiar or have any idea on what happened in the US stock market for the past 2-3 years, so yung tech stocks have been booming. Especially during the pandemic and even after the pandemic because of several reasons. Okay, but all in all, okay, so if you're going to look at the performance niya for the last, for example, last 2 years, it returned 31.82% on average per year. And for last year alone, it returned 38.76%. Now it's very tempting to enter. It's very attractive, but you always have to look at the risk. Okay, so as I mentioned kanina, high risk, high return. So if tingnan natin yung chart natin dito, compared kay money market na very smooth yung movement, this one is very erratic. Maraming taas, maraming baba. Okay, but if you're comfortable with this or if you're willing to invest here for the long term, then this is something that you might want to consider investing in. Okay, and for the last fund that we will be looking at for this evening, we have the ALFM Global Multi-Asset Income Fund. And this fund naman is invested hindi lang sa US but also in Europe, Japan, and other regions. Okay, so it's also invested not only in equities but a mix of equities, bonds, and even other asset classes. So it's very diversified for those na gustong mag-invest in higher yielding or a higher returning na investment funds but don't really want to experience a lot of risk pa. Okay, so somewhere in the middle. So if you're going to look at the performance niya for the last 1 year, it returned 13.97%. So this is a combination of yung capital appreciation, meaning yung pagtaas ng value ng investment fund, plus meron siyang dividend payment. So every month, we are crediting dividends ranging from 4 to 5% per annum to the investors. Okay, so you receive dividends regularly plus capital appreciation. So that is ALFM Global Multi-Asset Income Fund. And aside from this, we have a lot more. Marami pa tayong available sa First Metro Sec na funds. We have more than 30 na funds available right now. So if you want to look into that, just open your account, open your website or your app, and then you can see everything there. Okay, I think that's it no, for our recommended funds. Okay, so we extended a bit lang, but I guess that's all well and good for imparting what we know and what we want our viewers to know. Okay, so Tara, we turn it back to you.
Ayan. So, thank you, Sir Anjo and Sir Kim, for sharing. I think medyo madami, no? From basics to Finlit until to investments at the same time, the benefits and also risk of those investments. At the same time, yung mga offering from the BPI Wealth, no? I think right now may mga questions tayo from the Q&A as well. So, I think, but before we move on to that portion, no? At this time, like to take this opportunity as well to share a couple things on behalf of First Metro Securities and also give a short break na muna to our speakers as we take on the Q&A later. All right. Now, let me just share with you how do you invest in the investment funds no, na na-share ni Sir Kim kanina under the BPI Wealth. Kindly log in lang po sa ating First Metrosec trading account. And also from the homepage, click on the funds that is located upper right-hand corner of the platform. No, this will redirect you to the FundSmart homepage. And then after that is you will get to see all of the funds under the FundSmart. No, I think right now we have over 131 mutual funds and also UITFs that are available here in the FundSmart together with our FundSmart partners. At the same time, it's good to have many choices, but we need to have the right tools so we can choose the funds that best fit our investing needs. No, at the same time, the FundSmart do have those features no where you can analyze whether you want to screen or even compare po yung ating mga mutual funds right here kasi medyo madami siya. So we can make those informed investment decisions. So if you scroll down below, you can actually locate one of the funds under the BPI, no? And then click the fund of your choice. This will show you the fund profile and also helps you to understand the specific fund better. So at the same time, you can actually check out those details. No? For example, the risk rating, the fund type, even the minimum and also the additional investment requirements. You can also check out the minimum holding period, the NAV, even the performance chart, top holdings, and also the fund allocation. So if you ever decide to invest in this fund, no, the subscribe button is easily accessible on the top right side portion of the page. This will redirect you to the instruction page. So in the instruction page, simply indicate lang po natin yung fund code and the amount that you'd like to invest and then click subscribe. And then to confirm your instruction, need lang po natin to input our password and then click confirm. So after that, you will actually get to receive those emails, no? If ever successful po yung ating orders. So that's it, no? Actually, few steps lang siya. You're able to subscribe and also invest in the fund of your choice. So at the same time, yung FundSmart po natin, you can actually invest without the sales load and also the transaction fees. Wala na po siya kasama, no? At the same time, yung friction cost po natin are not passed on the investor, but rather paid na po by the fund. Okay? Now, we actually have many questions, no, from the newbie investors or even the students, no? Ano ba yung magandang strategy that they can follow, especially if they want to invest those sa mutual funds and also sa UITFs? We call it the peso cost averaging. So all you need to do is to really invest fixed amount regularly regardless of the market trend, meaning if bababa or aakyat yung market, you can do this either twice or once a month consistently. No? So at the same time, yung peso cost averaging might sound easy to execute at first, but actually medyo challenging siya, no, for those na medyo bago pa to investing to really maintain those discipline. So we do have that feature in First Metro Securities where you can actually save yourself some time at the same time yung effort natin in growing your portfolio by automatically investing in mutual funds through the voluntary investment program or the VIP. So in this one, actually medyo madaming benefits that you can get from this one. You can actually get to have yung discipline investing at the same time provides automatic diversification. Medyo hassle-free din yung ating investing. At the same time, hindi na po natin need to really post buy orders on your own. And at the same time, those investments can be sold and redeemed naman po. So to get started, no, you need to actually decide on three things. Number one is to how much to invest, yung money po na willing po tayo to invest. Second one is how frequent. So it may be once or twice a month. And then third is where to invest, meaning the fund of your choice. At the same time, need lang po natin to really fund po yung ating account regularly. And also the amount will be deducted automatically from your buying power on your chosen debit date naman. So it may be 50th or the 30th day of the month. Okay. Now, for those who are new po sa First Metro Securities or wala pang account with us, so should you start investing with us, no? We'd like to let you know that with First Metro Securities, actually you only need one account for all, meaning you can access po yung ating portfolio using the desktop and also the laptop using our web version and also yung ating mobile app naman din. So at the same time, you can also trade the PSE stocks. We also have the REITs. We also have the mutual funds and UITFs. And of course, the first and only ETF in the country, we have the first Metro Exchange traded funds. And also lastly, for those who are interested in investing in fixed income securities, just like bonds as well. And now for the account opening, you can actually open an account. Online na po lahat ng process natin. You can visit our website. That's www.firstmetrosec.com.ph or scan this code via your mobile app para may redirect po kayo sa aming app version. And then all of the forms are there na po and you have to upload lang po the required documents. So for faster processing of your account opening application, please do use the seminar code BPI Wealth para alam po namin na galing po kayo dito na webinar. And for those who want to know us more, no, First Metro Securities or even open an account with us, feel free to connect through our social media channels, no? We do have Facebook official page, and for those na medyo gusto nila ng more of market updates and also siguro news about our sessions, we do have that communities in Facebook and Viber. And for those na hindi po nakasama sa aming live webinar, just like this one, we do upload the recorded sessions sa aming YouTube channel. And also, we do have that short videos as well sa mga TikTok for those na medyo parati po gumagamit ng TikTok. And as well as the Spotify, medyo active po kami. We are regularly updating our podcast channel. So Usually mga market updates, mga for those na medyo gusto na audible version of our public sessions, naka-upload na din doon sa aming podcast. And for those na medyo mahilig makinig ng audibles while also doing some other stuff. So all of these, no, you can actually check out those links with our QR code that's showing on your screen right now. And lastly, for our existing clients, no, especially if may concerns pa tayo sa account requests, updates, and also access concerns, feel free to email po yung customer service at firstmetrosec.com.ph. And also, since we're right here sa public sessions, no, for those na gusto po mag-invite sa amin to conduct those FinEd sessions, and we can also deliver those customized gamified sessions that is exclusively designed for your company, school, or even public setting. No, at the same time, if may mga caravans tayo about the FinLit, just send us a formal invite via marketeducation@firstmetrosec.com.ph or scan the QR code that's showing on your screen para mas faster po yung submission of those requests. Okay? Now, recently we've received these awards. I'd like to also give some appreciation, no? Every award is a tribute to the trust that our clients has bestowed upon us, no? And for that, we are deeply grateful, actually. So First Metro Securities, together with its employees, are beyond thankful for this recognition as a broker and also to our trading platform. These awards are yours to our valued clients and also for those na regularly attending our public sessions. Now, before we approach the end of our webinar, no, let's have a live Q&A with our speakers back here, no. We have Sir Anjo and Sir Kim. You can ask questions about their presentation and also the funds, no. Simply write them down in the Q&A button or the comment box, and you can also check that one. And then we'll get through as many as we can. For those na hindi po namin ma-answer, no, because of the limitations of the time, we will try to answer them offline. Actually, we have received 3 questions in advance, no. First question is, I think medyo na-answer na siya, but he has a follow-up question na lang. Meron po ba tayong funds under BPI Wealth na merong global exposure, and medyo napansin ko po kapag global exposure is medyo mataas po yung management fee. Ganun po ba across mutual funds?
Okay, sige, I'll take that. So we have a lot, no? We have funds na nag-invest sa US stocks, we have funds na nag-invest sa Euro, we have funds na nag-invest sa Asia Pacific, and we have funds na nag-invest in multiple regions, as I showed earlier. Okay, so in terms of that, in terms of returns then, yes, mas mataas siya than local if you're going to compare kasi mas maraming activity, mas marami ring growth in terms of those sectors. For example, if you're going to compare one sector pa lang, let's say tech, we don't really have tech stocks in the Philippines, whereas in the US, in Euro, and in other regions, ayun yung arms race right now. So nandun yung money because of AI, because of semiconductor chips, and all other factors involved. And even if you take out tech, a lot of companies are still getting more investments and pouring out more investments that also reflect to the value of their stocks. Now, in terms of the, sa last na part naman ng question niya, yung management fee. So usually, if a fund is more complicated, more complex, okay, so it means it will take more effort, more research in the part of the fund managers, then that usually also reflects some management fee. So if you're going to look at, let's say, local funds, local equity markets na index tracker lang, since iti-track niya lang yung index, then yung management fee niya is also less kasi konting effort lang siya. Or if it's just invested in, let's say, money market, hindi siya volatile na market, so it also takes less effort and less research to manage. So nagre-reflect din sa need ng fund yung management fee as well.
Thank you, Sir Kim. I think a follow-up question po. With regards with the minimum holding period for those mutual funds, gaano po ba katagal yung holding period bago makapag-withdraw?
Okay. So for mutual funds, it varies. So we have, for example, for money market fund, it's just 7 days, 7 calendar days. And then for ALF M-Pesa bond fund, it's 90 calendar days. And then for the rest, it's 180 calendar days. So if you invest there sa mutual funds na yon with 7, 180, and 90 calendar day na holding period, we don't recommend that you redeem before the holding period ends. Okay, but anytime after that, and anytime after the 7, 90, and 180, you can redeem without any charges or any restrictions. For UITFs naman, I saw na may nag-ask sa chat, so i-connect ko na lang din. For UITFs, wala naman silang any holding period. So both our mutual funds and our UITFs are available kay First Metro Sec.
Thank you, Sir Kim. I think medyo lampas na tayo sa oras, no? But we'll cater, I think, 2 more questions. Another question, I think, with the recent the BSP policy meeting, I think this afternoon, meron po ba siyang effect sa mutual funds ko? I have mutual funds that are invested in PH stocks and also fixed income securities.
Okay. So usually when interest rates increase or decrease, yung effect niya sa bond prices is inverse or kabaliktaran. So yung nangyari kanina, what happened? Nag-decrease ng 25 basis points si BSP. So it means that bond prices are expected to go up. Okay? Kasi baliktad. So nagbaba ng interest rate, si BSP, we expect na tataas ang value ng bonds. Okay? In terms of the stock market din naman, it also has a bit of an effect there kasi whatever is the demand na mababawas or mapupunta sa bond market will also affect yung demand and expected na returns for our stock market naman. Anjo, do you have anything to add?
Actually, yeah, I agree naman with what you said, no, Kim. Like you said, no, if the what BSP did today was to cut down rates, panalo kayo kung nasa fixed income kayo kasi nga inverse ang effect when BSP or when rates are cut or hike, no? So pag may hike, prices go down, and then kapag may cuts, prices go up. So there should be a positive effect if ever you're holding on to fixed income, to long-term fixed income instruments, no? And like you mentioned, in terms of stocks naman, it really depends also as to how the company will be adjusting to those kinds of movements or behaviors in terms of the fixed income movements, the rate cuts of the rate movements. So pag bumababa yung mga rates, pati most of the time or more often than not, pati ang mga lending rates will be going down, enticing no mga companies to pursue more projects kasi nga lending is supposedly lower, no? So yeah, it really depends on the kind of stocks that you were able to invest in and what kind of, maybe it would be a good time to get updates on what they're planning to do with the recent rate cuts.
Thank you, Sir Anjo and Sir Kim. Last question for this Q&A. I think we do have a number of students, no? And also newbie investors. Last question is for people who are new to investments, mas better po ba to start with mutual funds or UITFs or start with fixed income securities?
Okay. So in terms of yung first question, UITFs or mutual funds, very minimal na lang kasing difference nila right now. Especially with mutual funds, a lot of them are actually being unitized na rin, meaning hindi ka na nakatali sa whole shares if you're ever gonna buy Okay? In terms of the performance naman, it's very similar din. Kasi, for example, in our case, it's the same set of fund managers for UITFs, it's the same for mutual funds. The only difference na important, I would say, is yung strategy or yung asset class of where you are investing in. Okay, so for example, uh we have uh in UITF, we have funds na hindi available kay mutual fund, yung specific na sector or yung specific na strategy. In the same case, meron tayong funds na kay mutual fund lang available na hindi available kay UITF. For example, yung ALFM Global Multi-Asset Income Fund namin, which has been one of our best in-demand na funds for the last since we launched it basically 2021. So in those sense, it's agnostic na right now. Wala na masyadong difference. Yung last na part ng question, if you go to fixed income, it's also good kasi ang maganda kay fixed income is alam mo na yung cash flow mo. Okay? Alam mo na kailan papasok yung coupon, yung interest payment, or yung principal repayment mo. Ang challenge lang with fixed income right now is, or ever since naman, is mas mataas ng usually yung capital na required. Okay, so if you want to invest in a fixed income na higher yung rate, let's say corporate na fixed income, corporate bond, ang minimum nan is usually in the 6 digits to 7 digits, depending on what type of product you will be investing in. Okay, but if you just want to start, na-mention mo, student pa lang yung nag-ask. If you want to start, you can also be exposed to those corporate bonds or government bonds indirectly through a UITF or through a mutual fund. But both have pros and cons.
Thank you, Sir Kim. I think that's the last question for this session. No, we do have some questions from the comment box, but we'll take note of it and we'll try to answer them offline. And also, that's the last part for this session. No, thank you to everyone who submitted their questions, and of course, thank you very much to our speakers. We have right now Sir Anjo and Sir Kim. Later, they will give some parting words before we formally close our webinar. And also, lastly, no, konting favor lang po to our attendees. We also value your feedback. You can share your thoughts and also experiences with us by scanning the QR code and also answering our feedback form. Our chat moderator will also provide the link. Your input is essential in helping us improve our services and also our webinars, no, and better meet your needs. So we appreciate your contribution and look forward to implementing those positive changes based on your feedback. So while the participants are answering our feedback survey, may we request some parting words na lang po from our guest speakers. May we have first Sir Anjo and followed by Sir Kim.
Thank you. Okay, so we hope that we were able to give you a short or at least an appreciation for funds, no, and how us Filipinos should strive to accomplish our financial goals. Yun nga, if there's one takeaway from what Kim and I talked about, I think we should start prioritizing savings over expenses. No? So maybe we can start off from there to uh, achieve yung mga goals natin for, financially. So thank you to all the attendees who participated in today's webinar. We hope that we were able to uh, give you an appreciation nga on funds and investments, no.
Okay, so for me naman, first I would like to thank everyone for attending and thank First Metrosec for inviting us. I know nag-overtime tayo kasi medyo marami pala yung na-discuss namin. But again, all well and good. At least mas marami kayong narinig from us. So in terms of parting words, maybe just do what you're doing right now in the case of attending lang. Attend lang kayo ng attend. This is free. there are a lot more in store for you from First Metrosec. So just keep on attending, expanding your knowledge base, and then yung implementation of what you learn from all these webinars will follow next. You're already invested, I think, since you're already here, or you have the intent to invest. So you have your tools with you, you have your First Metrosec app with you, and you have your partners with you. You have First Metrosec and you have BPI Wealth to help you with your investment journey.
Thank you, Sir Kim, and also Sir Anjo. No? So there you have it, guys. Once again, on behalf of First Metro Securities Brokerage Corporation, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to BPI Wealth, one of our FundSmart partners, no, for gracing us with their time and also presence for this evening. Actually, medyo maraming questions and also make us up. Medyo happy din kami to receive those questions. No? So thank you also to everyone who attended tonight, especially for those na medyo sumama sa amin until we close the sessions. No? So we sincerely hope you learned a lot and those insights and lessons that will make your investment journey not just more profitable, but also more enjoyable. So we hope to see you again in our future learning events, because over here at First Metro Securities, we put your future first. So have a great evening, everyone. Happy dinner. Keep safe. This is Tara and also our chat moderator, Tim. Thank you, everyone.